This is a little video about how our setup is at our animals, and this first paddock is for geese, and I have one gander and 3 geese, and they live in here. They have the water down there, and this is where they are sleeping at night, and they also have water inside there and their food, and they have some shadow in the back end, so even though if they are inside during the day, they can also be in the shadow. And they have all of this field down here, and the one down there with the tent, and then they also have this one inside here, from that fence and all the way down into that end. So they have a lot of space, but right now we have a drought in Denmark, so the grass is not growing that much. In here there are some weeds that they can eat as well. And then if we walk this way through their paddock here, this is where my ducks are. So they can walk all the way down into the end there, and then the opposite way down here, and all the way down. And they have that house down there where they're sleeping in, and this is just an extra one that we use sometimes, and the other one down there is for our chickens and so on. And the ducks are in here in the shadows from the berry bushes. They are hard to see because they are black, but they are enjoying all of the shadow. So now we're in where the geese are again, and then on this side there's a fence, and we have all of our kitchen garden in here, the squash and pumpkins and all of that, and then the greenhouse down in the end. So all of this is about 1,500 square meters, and about maybe 200 of them is garden, and the rest is for the animals. So now that we're walking down this way through where the geese are, then down here is where we are coming into their paddock. We have made a gate here, but we have not put it up yet, so there's just a little fence. And then we can walk this way and in through this little gate in the fence, and then we are coming into where the ducks are. They have their water down here, and this is just from the other end. And this first house is the one that we're just using for chickens and so on, so right now it's empty. And I have these 3 Muscovy ducks, and this is one of them, and they are kind of broody, all of them. This one I think is out of her broodiness right now, so she's just coming whenever I'm there because she wants some food. And then now you can take a closer look on the Cayuga ducks. They're really pretty, all black, and then if the sun shines on them you can really see the green colors in the feathers. So that's some really beautiful ducks, and that's also why I have them, because of the looks. But they're also laying a lot of eggs during the summer month. 1 egg each every day. And I'm also hatching out a lot of those eggs. There the geese are, always better on the other side of the fence. And down here is one of the broody Muscovy ducks. She's just laying on her eggs down there under the currant bushes. And we have this little gate into the ducks, and when we're walking out here you can see the electric fencing here to keep the fox out. And then on the side here we have another entry, and that is for chickens. So I have these 10 Isa Browns, and I have my Orpingtons. This is Julius, he's the cock here, and he has 6 ladies. They are Orpington black golden laced, I cannot remember the name. They don't look so good right now because of the breeding season. He has been on them a lot, and this is the broody duck from the other side of the fence. And they have all of this all the way to the end. There's a little opening here where the hen is running through, and you can see one of the Orpingtons coming from the end there. She thinks that I have something delicious for her, so she's running. So you can see the fence line down there and over there. So that is all of the place where they can run. And then in the last one here, I have these 2 chicken coops. Well, there's one big one that we have separated in the middle, and there's a house there. And this is where I have my chickens right now, the big chickens. I have my Labresse and some Orpington chickens. And this first little paddock is almost eaten entirely down by the chickens. But they also have some more space further down. And they're hiding in there. There's also some berry bushes. And I have 3 of the big Labresse. They are 1 month older than the other 15. And that's the Orpingtons down there. And they can go all the way down there, as far as the other ones can go. So we really like to have all of our animals on grass, so that they can free range during the day. And then in the evening we will lock them into the coop where they're more secure. So when they are really small, we have them in those other mini chicken coops that we can move around, so they are really safe from birds and cats and all other predators. But now that they have almost grown to a full size, they can be out here, and that is where our neighbors live, just on the other side of those trees there. And we also have that pig house down there. Sometimes we're using it for chickens as well, but not this year. So this is all of our field down here. And we got some of these free tiles that we just put on the outside of the chicken coop, and we also have a roof on top of it, so it makes it really secure, so no predators can get inside. And then we have this old playhouse that we have built to the chickens, so that they can sleep in there and they can lay their eggs in there. In the summertime, almost no one is sleeping in there, but they are still laying their eggs. And there's one of the broody ducks running around. And we have one of these big doors in each side of the chicken coop, and then we have that one in the middle, so we can walk through here. That makes it easier when we're watering and feeding them and so on. And then the hens have this little hole down there, they can walk in and out. And this is the big house. And as I mentioned, almost no one is sleeping in here right now, but they have where they can lay their eggs, and that is what they're doing in the summertime. And you can kind of see the fence down in that end, and that is where our field is going to. And the rest is our neighbors, where they have some horses going around and eating the grass. So this is all of the space that our animals have. And this is the big flower bed that I made in the springtime, and you can go back and watch that video as well. And down here we have a produce stand, and I have some squash, and I have a lot of jars with different things that I have made. And this is our house, and we have all of our animals on the other side of that little road. And in here I have my garlics drying, and we have some firewood in there. And then I also have some garden over here. So we have some fruit trees, some plum and some apple trees, and this is an old duck house that we are using in the winter time over here. And then we have a lot of grass as in normal gardens. And then I have some bigger raised beds down here where I have some beans and some carrots, and I just harvested all of my beets the other day. So that is why some of it is a little empty. And then down in the corner we also have a big raised bed where I have had some onions, and now I have some squash and some pumpkins and so on. So we have all of this grass and a lot of weeds, as you can see, some flowers and so on. It's really dry this year, so that is why the grass is so yellow. And then down here we have our patio and our barbecue, and that door is into the kitchen, so it's really easy when we are barbecuing. And we have a lot of building materials because we're about to make this kennel for a dog. So it's almost finished, but we still need the roof on top of it, so she can use it a little as it is now. And this is the garden from the other end. So you can see we have a lot of shadow down there, and sometimes it's nice, and sometimes it's not that nice. And we have all of this fencing all the way around. We made that about 9 years ago when we moved here. So it's really good for our dog that she can run around in here, and in the winter time when we have some ducks over here, they can also just walk around in the whole garden. But we cannot predator-proof it, so that's why we don't have our ducks over here in the summertime, because the fox will get them. And we have some nice plums on our tree this year. That is really good, because in the last couple of years we haven't had any. So now we are walking through all of this mess once again. This is also where we're butchering our chickens. And then we are walking out this way. And right now I'm watering my garden and all of the animals out here. So I have to have this line all the way over the road. But fortunately it's not that busy of a road, so that's good. And yeah, this is the end where I have my greenhouse. I have a lot of tomatoes in here, and I just cut a lot of the leaves off of them. And then we can walk on the outside of the fence down at the greenhouse, and this is where the rest of the garden is, and there's also a lot of weeds down here. And then we have all of our beans and cabbages and all of that here. So this is how it looks from the other side, and I hope you enjoyed this little tour of our setup with all of the animals and our garden and so on. And I hope to see you next time as well. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and go and follow us on Instagram at Vestas Farm Life. Bye bye.